ruthlessly cultivated in that yearly race with weeds.
"Oh, we'll starve,"
Mildred Morrison cried, clutching at her full bosom.
"I knew we should never have come to this awful place. My poor daughter."
That daughter said roundly, "You could have stayed in Ohio, Mother. Uncle Bart would be glad to have you go back and keep house for him."
"And leave you expecting, after 2 miscarriages?"
Mildred gasped.
"What kind of mother could do that?" "Lydia's right here, and Catriona's a fine midwife. Don't stay on my account."
In spite of Simeon's polite indifference, Mildred had still not given up hope of him. She cast him an appealing look. He paid close attention to spooning up the last of his stew. Lips thinning, the widow turned to her daughter.
"I know my duty. You need a mother's support and comfort."
"I do," retorted Harriet.
"So if you're going to stay, please don't gloom and doom."
"Pa," Owen argued, "it could rain, and there'd be all that corn wasted."
Well, not as wasted as it'll be if it doesn't rain. The cows have no use of it either."
Simeon let that penetrate.
"We'll have to let the acre of sorghum cane go. But we'll try to save our acre of potatoes. Haul water from the river. Run it along furrows to reach the roots. Mulch with dry leaves and grass to keep the ground cooler around the plants and hold the moisture. If it rains, we'll give thanks. If it doesn't, well, we'll have a decent chance of lasting till next summer."
"What if it doesn't rain before then?" Owen demanded. He put his hand protectively over Harriet's. After the miscarriages since almost 5-year-old Letty's birth, they were happy that Harriet was expecting a baby that fall, about the time Susie and Auntie McHugh would have their first child. Letty scrambled onto Owen's lap. She was a leggy child with Harriet's yellow-brown hair and blue eyes. She gripped her father's shoulders and peered at him.
"Daddy, we won't dry up and blow away like Gran says, will we?"
He smoothed her hair and laughed, although he shot his mother-in-law a stern glance. "No, honey, we surely won't." He caught and held his father's gaze. "All right, Pa, we'll do what you say. But if we don't get enough rain to make a crop next summer, I'm taking Harriet back to where it rains enough to make a living."
"You're a man grown," allowed Simeon. "You have to do what you judge best for your family."
He leaned over to smooth his granddaughter's hair.
"Don't worry, Letty girl. We won't go hungry while our good cows give us milk. Tomorrow, you can help bring them to the corn. They'll be happy if we aren't."
The cows, jerseys traded for with the Wares, indeed thought the foot-high corn and sorghum cane was paradise. Joanna was dry, but Honey, Lucinda, and Bridie had calved in March. After suckling their big-eared, knobby-kneed young, they still gave plenty of rich milk for the household. The corn in the lower field promised best. Simeon plowed a furrow along each row, as close to the stalks as he could get without hurting the roots. Sweating and swatting at pesky insects, Dan, Owen, and David hoed up wells around the potato vines. Small Letty, sunbonneted like her mother and Aunt Lydia, helped them fill the wheelbarrow and baskets with dried leaves and grass and spread them around the vines.
"Always the taties,"
Dan said, resting on his hoe a moment, flexing his cramped shoulders.
"In Ireland, there was water aplenty, but they rotted in the ground. A stench like the dead, and thousands died for lack of taties, whilst the landlord shipped off grain and swine and sheep to England."
He swung the hoe deep.
"It was the same in the Highlands and Western Isles, and in Catriona say so. But most lived near enough the sea to live by gathering seaweed and shellfish."
"Those who harden their heart against the poor will answer at the judgment,"
Simeon returned.